I can't believe myself sometimes.
Okay, hello all you crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite, and welcome to a little project that I'm doing here. So, a couple days ago, I found an old hard drive of mine that had some old Game Maker projects on it. And because I think it's important to laugh at yourself once in a while, and because I think it will be funny, mainly because I think it would be funny, I decided to go and poke through them on video and laugh at myself and what I thought passed as making games as a teenager. There is not much of a point to this video, admittedly, other than to do just what I said. So let's get started here. I'm going to try and start this off on a high note. And this thing that Jack has sent me is actually the audio for one of these games that we recorded together, because we worked on it together for a little while.
Hey.
Never mind. Probably the first one here is Pokemon. I'm not going to go into that right now. I think the first one I'll start with is this thing called WinPG. I made this with a friend in high school, and these are made in GameMaker 8.1, as you can see. Unfortunately, I won't be able to run all of these in GameMaker 8.1 because I do not have my license key for it. And here it is. And I tried messaging Yo-Yo Games to see if I could recover my license key for it so I could run these all in their native habitat, but they have not gotten back to me, so only the ones that don't use things like 3D will be available. Let's get started. Let's see how horrible this is. This game, if I recall, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm already regretting this. That's a piano MIDI of I don't know why Task Manager's just opened here. That's a piano MIDI of the Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver opening. Let's just space and see what happens. Oh, good lord. That is Sarah Palin. Why did we think this was a good idea? Michael and Rowan. Alright, so this is Comic Sans. I see, let's start a new game. That's Pokemon graphics. Oh god. Welcome to WinPG. That music. I don't know if you can hear that music. That is a piano MIDI of Super Mario Bob on Battlefield turned into bird calls. Because there is a bird standing here or something, I don't know. Alright, hello, welcome to WinPG. What is WinPG, you ask? It's like an RPG, but better. Or weirder if you ask Michael, that's me. I will assume that you have a name. What is it? Type something here. That's an excellent name. Okay, type something here. Period. Period. Well, the first thing that happens for new people in this game is they run into a wild Michael. What do you do?
Somebody save me from myself.
I can't. What do you do? Nintendo. Nintendo is great, but they wouldn't help with anything. Strangle. Michael died. Gained 40 win points. Oh my god. I can't believe this hasn't crashed yet. With the point that... Alright, for you to learn that, you need to go see Rowan. Is that okay with you? So I am Rowan. Sue me. This is WinPG, which is sort of like an... Oh wait, you know that already. The major gimmick of this game is that there are these things called classes. Have elements. This is gonna be like math or something, isn't it? Oh, that's upsetting. Math, science, English, and I know it. There are certain things that I found funny when I was in high school that I would not find funny nowadays. Like IVs and Pokemon. I do know what those are, thank you, Rowan. There's a ranking system, only it's different from the usual RPG levels because you go down in rank by being excessively stupid. I lost the game. That was this probably won't age well, but that was a huge joke when I was in high school. It's if you want to know more, go look up Mind Game the Game on Wikipedia. You should go pay Win a visit. If you haven't guessed from, you know, the title of this game and stuff, Win is the head honcho here. Go see him. He lives north of here. No, I don't. Oh my god. Oh, good lord. What is this? Why am I going through the trees? What is this? Can I hit enter to read the sign? Can I... No? Rowan said go north, but I can't find north. Do I hit shift to read the sign? I don't do that. I don't hit the other shift. Control, alt, leave. What? No. I believe control and control is actually the shortcut to quit the game, because I decided that was a good idea in high school too, instead of, you know, alt F4 or something like that. Oh my god. This is the coin heaven music from Super Mario Bros, isn't it? From New Super Mario Bros. Or it's one of the pieces of music from New Super Mario Bros. I don't know what it is offhand. Oh, it's the overworld. I don't know what I'm talking about. Leave me alone. But it appears that I can't actually do anything. Because, none of the things that I can run into to respond are responding. And I can't be bothered to fix them, because this is a mistake. This whole game is a mistake. Why is there a fence here? Can I go around the fence? Okay. I see there's some fancy debug stats at the top. Which I suppose actually wasn't a terrible idea. There's nothing here, is there? Yeah, I suppose that actually wasn't a terrible idea to put debug stats at the top. But I don't know, man. The font... Why did I decide that a font was necessary for debug mode active? There's also some kind of floating HUD thing at the bottom of the screen, the bottom left of the screen. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But, alright, can I go anywhere else? I'm completely lost. And I don't know if it's worth my time to go find my way out of here. Because like I said, this game is just a mistake. This was funny when I was 16. 15 and 16. I don't actually know what the dates on this are, so I can't tell you when I made this. But this is not funny now. Alright, let's quit this and let's get out of here and investigate one of the other games I made. Platformer. What's the platformer? Basic platformer engine. This sounds exciting. Okay. I'm stuck on a wall. Perfect. Should have used Sean Spalding's platformer tutorial that came out like 2 years after I made this. Because for the longest time, there really were no tutorials on moving in Game Maker. Until Wizardy came along in, I think, 2011, and Sean came along in 2012. But that is, I'm not completely sure about those dates. That's just what sounds about right in my head. This doesn't do anything besides get stuck on the walls, so I'm not gonna spend too much time doing this. Alright, well, that was an interesting try. Platformer. I believe there is a little more to this. Like I think I said at the beginning, I looked through some of these when I first discovered them on my hard drive. Noob Super Mario Bros. Hit enter to start, made by Michael. Oh my god, good lord. I can't actually jump, can I? That's like the first rule in Super Mario, is that you can jump and I can't jump. Leave? No, I don't want to leave. If I recall, I actually made this, what happens if I die? Because I did see that there was a gap here. That was incredibly hard to do at the time. Game over. Restart. Yeah, why not? What happens if I say no? There's 2 game over musics there. Alright, let's say no this time. If I recall, I was actually working on this game mostly on a long car trip on a laptop in the car. Because, you know, why wouldn't I be? So that's platformer. This next one, Flick Home Run. This requires some backstory. But, on one of my cousins, I think iPhones back in like 2009, 2010, I played this game called Flick Home Run. And it was basically like, you hit a ball off a tee and see how far it goes in 2D. And I decided to emulate that in Game Maker. And if I recall, I actually made some decent progress on this.
Hey.
There's a baseball here. You can bash it with the mouse cursor and that's not a baseball, but that'll do, I suppose. And it'll go flying. And it'll go bouncing, and it'll tell you how far it went. Unfortunately, I don't believe there's a whole lot more depth to it than that. There's theoretically points that you can accumulate by picking up the balloons, but that didn't happen in this implementation. I imagine if you go on the iPhone App Store or something like that, you can still look up the original the original Flick Home Run that I ripped this off of. Because it wasn't a terrible game on its own. It was a decent time waster for what it was. Let's see, dumb stuff. This is where it's gonna get really dumb. Comparing strings. What's comparing strings? Cursor. What in the world is cursor? Oh, this is a magnet cursor. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. Alright, this is another experiment that I did, I think, if I recall, where I was just having things fly towards the cursor and delete themselves when they got close to it. Alright, this is kind of hypnotic. I don't know what to say. This isn't the stupidest thing I've ever written. Alright, that's cool. Next, fake blue screen of death. Ooh, I don't know if it's a good idea for me to open this, because if you know anything about what a blue screen of death is, all I can say is if you're on Windows, you have 10 seconds to put the video in not full screen mode. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're launching this. So. Oop. Well, this is upsetting. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter. I must have made this for Exonimus. This is a parody blue screen of death that I thought was funny when I was like 16. Of course, I don't believe on the actual blue screen of death the information actually scrolls like that. I think it all appears at once. Let's look at BSOD original. Let's try this. Okay, so this was yeah. This is equally stupid, but it's a little less stupid. I think I actually I looked on Google Images and looked up actual blue screens of death and copied what I saw.
Hey.
Trololo.sys address at 1337 at base whatever that is. That's not an actual binary number with any significance. Yeah. I thought that was funny when I was a teenager. That's all I can say. Fancy Heart Gold intro. What's this? This is probably a helper thing that I made for my Heart Gold Let's Play back in 2012. Okay, so this is just, this was supposed to be an intro that just chroma keyed, that I chroma keyed out the background here and used on my videos. I see Dragonair hasn't evolved into a Dragonite yet, so I don't know what the purpose of that was. It's not, again, not the stupidest thing that's in here, but it's also not very good. HGHOF is another helper, I believe. Heart Gold Hall of Fame. This is going to be... I looked at this one beforehand, and oh my god. This was supposed to be... It used to be common for Pokedubers to include, like, their own credits sequence at the end when they finished Let's Playing a Pokemon game. And this was mine. Again, the green was supposed to be, I believe, green screen or chroma keyed out and replaced with something else. Why did I name my Arcanine Java? It's not even a commonly used file. Unless you're, well, I guess for me it is because I use Java a lot, but HTML. MIDI. Oh, I love MIDI. MIDI is the greatest thing ever. Not just because it's Dragonite, but MIDI is a very old music storing file format. That's all I have to say. Instance IDs. What's this? And pan and zoom. I have no idea what this is. This is probably okay. Can I actually pan or zoom? I can't pan or zoom. What if I hit keys on the keyboard? Nothing's happening. Why is the square rotating? This is a map of Unova. Black and white 2 Unova specifically. Okay, so let's dive into the source and see what it looks like. Room 0. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Is there any creation code, firstly? No, there is not. This is an instance of mouse control. Apparently, if you click, you zoom in. Oh, middle click. Alright, let's try that again. Apparently, you have to middle click. Oh, God. Well, I'm panning and zooming somewhere. I don't think that's what was supposed to happen because they're not... the background and the foreground aren't panning and zooming at the same rate, but okay, space resets it. Okay. That was undoubtedly another test that I did, which is not the most exciting thing, but it's, it didn't even do what it was supposed to do. Point directions. What's this? I don't even know what this is. Alright, let's not. Practice. What in the world could practice be? Oh, I know what this was. Once, one of Mom and Dad's friends came over for like, visiting one day, and one of their kids happened to know how to use Game Maker also, and we were going to make a game. And this is as far as we got before they had to leave. And this is like 30 seconds of work for anybody who with any level of competence in Game Maker. And not even, because you can go into the wall. Come on, 15-year-old Dragonite. It's not even hard to not go through the wall in Game Maker. Alright. Scrolling text. I believe this was a demo to show off scrolling text. Let's get rid of that splash screen. Oh, okay. This was the first thing that I did that included, scrolling text, obviously. This was, I believe, using the function string copy and a incrementing t variable, and just drawing string copy of string and t. If that made any sense to you at all, you probably already know how this works. Also, the oscillating space prompt was kind of cool, I suppose. That was kind of fun to make. Alright, I can close out of this. That's, again, a weird MIDI of, this is a triumph for making a note here, huge success. What's it? Still alive from Portal, because why not? Let's see. Space lights. What in the world could space lights be? Oh, God. Okay. This isn't going to compress into MP4 very well. I don't know what the purpose of this was supposed to be, but that's the project, alright. Super Mario Galaxy credits. What is this? This was probably credits from a Super Mario Galaxy Let's Play that I did ages ago. Oh, yes. Me and my brother. Because we competed to see who could die the fewest times. 2.5 Stooges. That's a name I haven't said out loud in a long time. Again, I imagine that the green background was supposed to be chroma keyed out. For whatever reason. And yeah. I very well could have done this with Adobe Premiere Elements 4 and Adobe Premiere Elements 11 title cards, but I don't know why I decided to do that in Game Maker. Text box. I'm going to take a wild guess that this is to do with text boxes. I don't know why Game Maker wants to show me that launcher every time. Oh, this was somebody else's demo. This is, text entry. Oh, you can highlight stuff too. That's cool. That's more advanced than my text boxes now. I did not make this, I should mention. I don't even know if I ever bothered to look through it to see how it works. Okay. I don't know why I filed that away in the dumb stuff folder, but that's something. Moving on. I covered this one. I will cover Pokemon later. Wonder Boy I'll cover later. WinPG I covered. DevCPP, I believe this was an experiment trying to get like dills working in Game Maker. What's an untitled 2.cpp? Alright, so that's just printing out blah to the console. Alright. This is a dev C++ project file, which is like a C++ IDE that hasn't been updated since like 2005. Alright, I don't think there's anything for me in here. There's no Game Maker project files. Darklight, did I go into here yet? I don't think I did. This was something that I was working on briefly with another guy on the Wizardy forums back when those existed. And, it was called Blobby the Blob. Whoop, that just crashed. And I don't know why. Can I, go into, see, a map immediately and have it run instead of going to the title screen? Oh, game over. That's a game over screen. I don't know why it wasn't labeled as such. Ooh. This is actually way fancier graphics than anything I expected, to be honest. What happens if I jump in here? Alright, this is a platformer that is, like, not even a platformer. Like, the platformer demo that I showed off earlier is a better platformer than this. Actually, it isn't, because this actually includes jumping. I'm trying to wall kick to get out of this water. I assume this is supposed to be water, because it sure doesn't look like water. Yes, Blobby the Blob. I don't know what happened to the guy I was working on this with. If I recall, he was even younger than me at the time, so you can see why this didn't go anywhere. Projects in Game Maker, man. But that's all I have for this. I don't really feel like saving my changes. I don't really feel like... Oh, there's a GMX here? Oh, that can't actually be linked to anything because there's no Game Maker Studio folders in here. I see from the other stuff, if I recall, the first thing that I tried implementing was an auto-updater, and I don't know why. And I don't believe it actually was successful. That may be why it crashed that road on the title screen. What's in the configs? Default. Oh, I think this is a Game Maker Studio configurations, and I don't know why that's in here. C++ DIL tutorial. I believe these were made by somebody else. These probably won't run because I think DLL's linking requires the Pro Edition of Game Maker 8, and as I have said before, yeah, I don't have that at the moment. I wonder if I still have that license key somewhere on this hard drive. Probably not. So configs just went in there. Commonly used resources. This is just like scripts and sprites and stuff. These are probably mostly Pokemon sprites because that's where I got all my resources. Yeah. Back in the day. Baseball. Pokemon Baseball. At one point in time, I tried making a baseball Pokemon game, and it didn't go well. For a little bit of backstory, I used to have a little bit of fun with this game. It was like a fantasy baseball game called, I believe it was called Baseball Mogul. And basically you would, I've been saying the word basically a lot, but you would draft a team, or you would select a pre-existing team, and... Alright. You would select a pre-existing team, and you would basically play... There I go saying it again. You would play baseball with them. And it would mostly be a simulation. It would be a little bit of strategy. And I tried recreating that in Game Maker with Pokemon. And as you can see, I have all the cities in Pokemon. I don't know why they're all Slackoth and they're all first baseman. I don't believe I got very far in this. For example, if I were to go into Shanks, I could say draft, summary, or never mind. Draft would be apparently not implemented yet. Summary would show a summary of them. Shanks, age, some kind of stats that apparently would have meaning at some point in time. Level 82. I don't know why. Level 82 Shanks. Hasty nature. An outfielder. That's cool. I could see a Luxray being an outfielder. I could probably see a Luxray being a first baseman more than an outfielder, but never mind. Backspace to exit. And that's as far as I got with this. Again, Comic Sans. I think I pointed out Comic Sans in one of the other projects, but I used to think it was a good idea to use Comic Sans for everything because I can't even say I was young and stupid because I think I was 17 when I did this. 3D, I don't believe I can run any of this here because, again, Game Maker 8 and Light Edition and not having access to the 3D functions. Yeah, Sprite Get Texture Dragonite, this is not available to the Light Edition. So let me go open Game Maker Studio and see if I can do anything. Let's see, what's this? This is a four-way movement. I can close out of there. Let's see. Game Maker, if you could open faster, that would be great. All right, here we go. Let's go and import. Let's go select this file path and import it. And if I were to select GMK, GM8, four-way movement is what I'm looking for. Some of these I looked at already. Pop-up is equal to a script name. That's not good because GameMaker used to allow you to mix and match resource types. Obsolete function, message caption. Okay, so I'm going to have to delete all of these, or rather comment them out because I can't comment them out. Okay, I'm just going to do this. That should take care of this compatibility warning. Pop up. I'm just going to rename the background, I think. I don't know, that may cause an issue. Let me go and real quick search to see if there's anything. Okay. That's not going to cause a problem, I think. All right, let's run the game and see what this is. I can close out of this because I want to see the console window. Oh my god. Good lord. Good lord. That is not how 3D works, Dragonite. I don't know what I was trying to accomplish here, but oh my god. I was, the camera and the player. I don't know if this is actually the first 3D thing I made. I'll have to look at the date stamps to see that, but oh god. I can see why I abandoned this. Okay, enough of that. Let's go and import the next one. Import project. Let's try to demonstrate. It can't be any worse than what I just showed. Oh, do I feel like fixing this? Obsolete function. Oh, that should fix this compatibility warning. This is a sprite. I really don't feel like fixing all of these. Okay, so, well, I think you've seen enough badness out of this. Oops. That was actually a decently large file. There may have actually been stuff in there. Probably mostly graphics, admittedly. Game. Let's try this one. Oh, alright, that's also 3D. I'll go and... I don't know why I closed out of GameMaker Studio earlier. But... let's go and import this file once again, once it starts up. Alright, here we go. Hopefully there are fewer compatibility warnings. Oh, for God's sake. Why did I expect anything differently? Don't ask why I used to mix and match resource names. That was an extremely bad habit that actually took some time to break. And it did not do me well when I moved over to GameMaker Studio because it would cause all kinds of issues. Specifically when I tried to import projects into GameMaker Studio. Inside GameMaker Studio itself, it didn't really cause an issue because the game would tell you that you can't do that. But nevertheless, let's get out of here. And this last one, if I recall, it contains something along the lines of names of people IRL. And I don't really want to share that on recording, and I can't be bothered to go and edit them out, so we're just not going to show that one, which may or may not be a shame because I seem to recall making a decent amount of progress on that one, but we're not going to open that. Lastly, well, not lastly, but Pokemon. Let's see if it's still possible for me to open up Pokemon. Pokemon 3, 10, 7, 27. And there's a couple other helper executables that apparently went along with that. This is taking a while. Okay, there it goes. Pokemon Dawn version. Extension packages cannot be used in the light edition. Okay, so that is a shame. I really... yeah, about that. Is there a chance that I can import this into Studio without it blowing up horribly? Because again, like I said, I used to really like mixing and matching resource names. Alright. I have my doubts that this is going to work. I need to go and not have these symbols in there. Okay, that's fine. I have my doubts that this is going to work. Cannot find extension packs in GM Windows dialogues. That's fine. What did I use window dialogues for? I can't remember. Anyway, if this doesn't work, I'm actually going to be a little disappointed because I am curious to see what's in here. If this does not work, I will go and open up the project files inside GameMaker 8.1 just to have a poke around. I was working on this for a long time. This game. This was before Pokemon Essentials was hugely popular. And I kind of didn't know it existed, and oh, good lord. Well, that's something I'm not gonna... Okay, we're not gonna do this. Let's just go and have a poke around inside the, that's my recording files. Let's just go ahead and have a poke around inside the project file for GameMaker 8 without actually executing anything. The room should be the most telling. Roots. Okay. That looks bad. That looks really bad. This was a mimic of, if I recall, Route 20, the first route from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I can't remember what the number is. 29, 28? I think it's 28. This is completely empty. Oh, it's not completely empty. Don't ask why there's so much empty space here. "1010 map design, Dragonite." Alright, this is using a completely different grass texture. Let's turn off the grid to make it easier to see. I believe these logs here are trees, and they would have actually... Can I edit object? They would have actually drawn the tree. Yeah, canopy. Like, they would have gone transparent when you were behind them so that you can still see the player object. Where's canopy? Details. Is that not a, It looks like there's nothing in there for canopy. Okay. 314, pie. This was back before I knew anything about tiling. Are these all... No, these can't be separate objects. What's, Can I delete any of these? Are these all objects? No, they're not objects. I don't know what these are. You are apparently an NPC, though. What's in your creation code? This is, Pokemon fighting team information. Okay. It's a wee bit cold here, IMO. That sounds like something that I would say. There was also, I think... Yeah, there was also, I think, dive. I had implemented dive. I do see there is a folder called dive roots. Man, I had so many ideas for where I wanted this game to go, and really none of them came into fruition. Alright, well, I'm gonna close out this. I don't know how much there are for us here, for me here. This is a terrestrial town. This was supposed to be the starting town. Again, we have these trees that are like, I want to say... Can I actually go back into the objects and see what they did? There's a lot of folders here. Let me just go edit object. Yeah, if, it looks like this is supposed to be if the character is within the bounding box of the tree. Or within a bounding box. Opacity equals 0.6, else opacity equals true. And then, draw sprite X with the given opacity. Would have called it alpha had I done it now, but what do you want? I didn't know these fancy terms back then. I'm not going to go through all of these maps. Maple Office, oh god, that's garish. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of these maps for good reason. But you get the idea, I hope. Now, I've wasted enough time here. I just tapped my microphone. I hope that didn't create any exploding pop. I might go into here and see what it looks like. I'm not going to go through all of them because there are a couple versions of this. You see I did try to do this a couple different times. Who do you want to use? Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. Again, Comic Sans, because this was... I believe this was the first game that I ever tried to make ever. Ooh, boy. What happens if I select Vine Whip? Nothing happens if I select Vine Whip. Tackle. Ivysaur used Tackle. Nothing's happening. Ivysaur used Razor Leaf. Good God. This doesn't make any sense. I want a refund. I'm gonna run one of the other projects. Battle and map. Hopefully this won't be too embarrassing. What's the date on this? As you can see, this took a long time to load because I don't even know. I think I exported the maps as like Photoshop documents. I'm gonna mute this because this was music that I ripped from YouTube and I don't want it to get copyright claimed. And blocked and whatever. And more than that, I don't want to upset the artists. Oh, good lord, that sounds horrible. I am going to, I'm going to not listen to this. I don't know how that got so bad. I don't know how that was really distorted. But, press space to start a new game. Or we cannot start a new game. Dog, please don't shake your collar that loudly in the background. Thank you. Alright, Something Town, to actually name it that. Something Town. Alright, well, let's go into rooms here and see. Title screen, Pokemon. Route 1. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. I think because I didn't know how to do random encounters because I was just not new to making video games, I tried having an object that jumped to random locations on the map every time you took a step. There was a space in that name there, and you can't do that anymore. I tried having an object that just jumped to random locations on the map every time you took a step, and if you collided with the object, it triggered a random encounter. I think that's how I did it. That's,
I can't believe myself sometimes.
I told you that... I said that I drew the maps and... I don't want to embarrass myself too badly. Well, I don't really care about embarrassing myself too badly, but I want to get through this commentary without dying. That's enough of Pokemon. Unfortunately, the main event didn't run, but that's enough of Pokemon. For the last one, Wonder Boy, I invited my old friend Jack, who I made this with, sort of. I invited him along for the ride of commentating through this, and we're gonna have some fun with Wonder Boy. Oh man, I am at a loss for words right now. If you're still watching this, congratulations, you've made it farther than I have.